Good morning, good afternoon. So you seeing it live. Whole family's here. Some folk are taking their Sunday naps here and there. Got to get our beauty rest. So we're rejoined by Evelyn. So some of y'all have met her before who are longtime subscribers. And if you're new, welcome. This is my girlfriend, Evelyn.
Hello.
And then Mom has started her lock journey. Can y'all believe it? So she about to be twinning with Evelyn, Dad, and Daniel. How you feel, Mom?
I'm good. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the finished product.
So wait, why did you, and yes, this is Ask an African, so we're about to grill Evelyn about all types of stuff, and we welcome y'all's questions, okay? She's got a YouTube channel as well, linked in the description of this video, if you really like what you see here. But before we grill Evelyn, Mom, why are you locking your hair after all this time? Are you copying? What you doing?
I don't feel I'm copying. I'm feeling.
I know, I'm just.
No, I'm going to answer. I feel like I don't have a lot of choices with gray hair is very interesting. And as I've gotten older and the coloring has become more prevalent, I find my hair doesn't function the way it used to. When we moved here a few years ago, it wasn't as gray, and so it still kind of did what it needed to do. When I would braid it, it would still function the way I wanted. But then I noticed maybe about 2 years after we'd been here, I started seeing a change when I would try to braid it and keep a certain style. It started shrinking up even more. Our texture will do that. It'll shrink. You can braid it, and it can start out real long, and then by the time it dries, it shoot. And people are always asking, did you cut it? Did you cut it? No, I didn't cut it. No, I didn't cut it. But that's what our hair does when it's in that natural state. But I was getting frustrated with trying to figure, okay, I'm using certain products, mostly what I have always used. And I said, well, let me go on, check some videos, YouTube stuff, and see what women of my age or women that have gray hair, what they're doing. And I was finding out that they were saying that, yes, gray hair is not like any other coloring. It's very frizzy, it has a mind of its own, and it just does not do what it used to do. And so these are the things you're going to have to try to do to get it to function. So I was doing 3-strand braids, but then I found when I would do the style, I had to gather more hair, because when I would do less amount, it was less on my head, and I didn't like the style. So then when I did lesser hair, it was too thin. So it was like I was fighting against myself. So then I started doing 2-strand, and I liked the way it would function, but in a day or two, it would come unravel. It wouldn't stay because of the texture of my hair, because my hair is not real coarse. And I found that I have to put all these other products like gels and stuff, and then when I go to wash my hair, it would be so gooky. I felt I had to wash it like 4 and 5 times to get the stuff out. It was just becoming too much of an issue. And so I was toying with back and forth for about a year. Maybe last year, maybe I'll lock it, because then I won't have to deal with that. I'll just have them lock it. Every so many weeks or however long it takes for me to kind of do the maintenance, I'll do that. So that's where I am. So I said, well, I'm going to lock. So that's what I'm doing.
So when did you stop coloring your hair and why?
Okay, this is what, 2025? Probably 2016 maybe, because I think before Daniel graduated, I think maybe around 2016. And the reason a couple of reasons. I couldn't find a color that blended. I went once or twice to a hair salon and they would do a color, but it still was never matching what my color was. And it would just kind of, gray is very strong, it would just come out real quick. I would have gray in like a week. So I never could find a color that would be matching my color, so I would end up with 3 colors. I'd end up with gray, my natural color, whatever color they put. So that's why I stopped coloring it. And I remember my husband Marcus said, well, maybe you could just let it go all gray. And then when he saw, like, within a few months, it wasn't getting all gray, I was like, it's going to take a while. And I had no control over when it's all going to be all gray, you know. So that's, what's his, 25? And so some of my hair, it's not completely gray. There's still areas in the back that have like that salt and pepper. So, and that's been what, almost 10 years? So it's, it takes a while for it to get completely that color. But that's the main reason I was dealing with too many colors, and I just went, let's just go that way. So that's why.
So yeah, this is, if you're new, welcome. If you're a longtime subscriber, welcome back. What we do here on Awaken with Mark, the Bradley family, we talk about and teach you how to get started moving abroad, and we make it easy. We don't complicate it for you, okay? So we've been living abroad almost 4 years now. So we're in East Africa, we're in Tanzania, and we're loving it. In fact, it's gonna be 3 years in Tanzania next month. In fact, at the time of recording this, come to think of it.
Right.
So we going back and forth between hair stuff and culture stuff and everything. So, okay, reintroduce yourself. Don't put all your business out unless you want to. Unless you want to give them a little mystery. Who is you?
So I'm Eve Evelyn Folong, and I'm a local, I'm Tanzanian Maasai, and yeah, I'm happy to have met with the Bradley family, and chatting and exchanging, cultural difference, being American and being continental African. So yeah, and we have a channel that he says is linked, that you can ask questions about Africa and anything you want to know that I can tell you, since I speak for myself, but I can also give you pointers for like things that I know.
Exactly. There's also our Swahili teacher. She completed a cohort last year, in fact. That was really great, teaching conversational Swahili to us and several other members. You click the link in the description, you'll see where we met one of our friends and one of her students recently in Dar es Salaam City. You'll also see on our channel, Eve Jeb, linked in description. You'll see us talking more and more about that and how we'll be sharing more learning Swahili content, okay? For all of you interested, we want to hear your questions in the comments. Again, good morning to most of you. We have things like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States right now. So tell us where you're watching from. Comment in the comment section where you're watching from. And to kick things off, Evelyn, what's one thing, we talk about this all the time, one thing you think that people, better yet Black Americans, what should they do? How should they approach moving abroad from a mentality standpoint? Is it going to be the same cultural experience, or will it be different?
It's very different, although it might seem similar because there are things that we have in common from like every family or every culture everywhere, but a lot of things are different. So if you want to come and survive here, you have to come with an open mindset. Like, don't come having thoughts concluded already, because you might be surprised, because a lot of things are done differently here. So just come with an open mind, with a curious mind to learn, and be open for anything that, might come, in any unlearning that you might have to do, any learning that you might have to start having. So yeah, it's just to say come with an open mind.
Nice. You know what? How many, is Africa a country?
No. We have 54 countries in Africa. So no, Africa is a continent. It's not a single country. So it's often really hard when you say, oh, you're from Africa, because we have 54 countries, 54 cultures that are different from each other. And in the 54, we have tribes that differentiate people in the same country. So definitely there are things that are done differently from country to country in the inter-African.
Can I interject some?
How many tribes are there in Tanzania roughly? This is not some
Over 130 tribes, last I checked.
Yeah, I was going to interject too. In the States, you may have people that have come from other countries. So you may have somebody that's Italian, German, French, whatever. And they may speak that language and maybe a couple of more. How would you say the languages here, are there people here that speak more than one language? Is there, I mean, you're talking about the different tribes. Give us more an extension on, because I know in South Africa, there may be people that speak, 100, so give us info on what's that, the breakdown on some of that.
So it depends on the rest of people learning language. Because for myself, I speak 3 languages, and I'm learning I'm not fluent in others, but I can hear and understand the conversation. But I speak because I'm Maasai, so I speak fluently Maasai. I speak Swahili, which is the national language. Everywhere you go, business language, medium of instruction is in Swahili, and then English because we speak. But other people I know Iraq a little bit. It's a tribe that I grew up close to, so I can hear some of the things that they talk. I can pinpoint some words. And a lot of people speak up to more than 5 languages, to be short.
Now, are there, so when Dad mentions the different tribes, could there be people, hundreds of languages that people speak? And
Yeah.
because of all of these various tribes, so we're talking a lot of different languages.
Yeah, like in Tanzania, people speak over 130 different languages.
Wow.
So everybody have their native, or we call it mother tongue, and then we have Swahili, which we learn from a very young age, because we learn Swahili in school. That's the medium of instruction. So yeah, people speak Swahili, but they speak other languages, and we grow close to them. So you might find someone speaking 5, 6 languages, excluding English.
Wow.
So a lot of continental Africans, in your experience, are multilingual.
Yes,
That's just
Yeah.
regular.
it's very regular. Yes.
Okay. So there's no speaking African. Whatever culture you find yourself in, you should find out what they speak there, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some of the common mistakes you find African Americans make that you have encountered?
Most of them come with a mindset that they moved out of their countries and they're coming to Africa, and they come and expect to have almost the same treatment they had back in their countries, which most of the time they found themselves frustrated with communication. People here, as you say, don't openly communicate, not in the sense that they don't want to communicate, but you have to have a conversation going to get a lot of information from them. Nobody's just going to tell you, oh yeah, so you go that way. You need to ask it. You need to seem interested to want to know the information, so that's when they tell you. But once you get them in a conversation, you can get information. So a lot of people are frustrated because it's you could have said that, you could have done that. It's that's not how things are done here. So yeah, that's one thing, but also expecting the same, I don't know if it's infrastructure or how to put it. Yes, expecting the same roads that they have, whether back in the States or back in the UK or whichever country, to be the same roads here. You'll be disappointed. It's not the same. We're still a developing countries, and we're trying to get our infrastructure in place. So a lot of places don't have the same infrastructure. And for you've had problems getting most of the products that you're used to.
Right.
Because that's just something that we don't really use commonly here. Like for us, if I go to the market, I'll just expect to get tomatoes, the natural veggies. But there are things that we don't really use here, so you will not find them here.
So what it sounds like is that people come here thinking they're going to get the same from where they came from, and they don't really think, if I live in Idaho, I may not be getting oranges because I'm not in Florida or California, but they don't think that.
No.
But it's almost like you have to have that kind of mindset, okay, I may be in another country, so they may not have oranges, or they may not have grapefruit, or they may, but you've got to kind of, and I think that's where the research comes in too, but a lot of times, like you say, people come here thinking, well, it's just going to be like it was where I came from, but they need to kind of readjust.
Yeah, you have to have a mind that is open to readjustment, learning and unlearning some of the things that you knew or you know.
Gotcha. Now, how come, like really, how come people have to adjust it? How come it's not, I mean, if Black Americans from Africa, how come it ain't all the same?
Because we clearly, I think it's in any culture there are things that they're different, say from household to household, and you cannot expect to go into someone else's household and have the same things that you're doing in your household. And so given that, yes, we're both Africans, we have the same origin, but you all went there and grew up there, and you're doing things the American way, the European way, and for us, we're still African, so there's some things that we kept doing that you guys over years stopped doing, or maybe wasn't just in your culture. So yeah, that makes the difference. So I think that's.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
So there's the, oh, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I guess that's, and I think that's the adage that, I know we're called, quote, African Americans. That is not the name we gave ourselves. That is the name that the colonizers gave. And so our heritage, or our generations back, were African, but because we have been in the States or UK or other places for hundreds of years, we don't really, we did not carry on that culture because we didn't know about the culture. So even though they call us that, coming here, we shouldn't, our mindset is that, well, we're all the same, but we're not. Because we are not of that culture that's here. We're not of the same culture. And I think that's the thing that we have learned, and really learning more. And a lot of people, I think that's one thing that they're going to have to begin to learn also.
Yeah, have some patience, realize that there is a divide, like, as far as like just separation from people, like we generally know the history, but I guess you can't project. Is that a good word?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know? Have you experienced that a lot, Evelyn?
A lot of projection, yes. And it's coming from both cultures, really, not just people from, like, expats coming here. It's from both us African projecting things that we do and we expect you guys to understand, versus you guys projecting things to us that you hope we would understand because we have the same culture. So I think there is a gap there in like communicating and filling in the gaps that this is how we do things here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 you should expect. That's why we have this, and we open the channel so you can always ask and know how we do things versus how you do things, and where do I need to readjust, where do I need to learn, or where do we continental Africa need to adjust and learn about you all, so we can all live in harmony. Yeah.
What you think, Mom?
Yeah, I agree. Because I think a lot of times we come with assumptions. And so it's like, well, surely you do this that way, and not taking into consideration the place that you're going to in Africa. What was their background? What happened? What was going on here 50 years ago, so many years ago, as to why maybe they're not doing what we think they should be doing? And we got to still remember it's still developing, and then to understand why is it still developing. I think that's the other thing people don't understand. They hear that word, but they don't look to find out, well, why is it still developing? I think that would help in a lot of areas if you understand the history from whatever country you're going to. What is the history of that country? Who was here before? Who was running it before? Who instituted whatever got instituted as to why things are done the way they're done? So that could help.
Because that comes into like colonization.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talk about loosely here, you know, it's a nuanced topic, but a lot of people don't think about, or, you know, I'll say it like this. I can't remember what country I was watching online, and a government representative of an African nation, she was saying, in her opinion, this politician, the African politician was saying, we have to take, we as Africans on the continent, must take as much responsibility for development or even for regression or like things not going so well as the colonizer. Because like sometimes people want to put it all on the colonizer.
Right.
But then other times, and of course I know you speak on it, Heather, we've seen it in comments, I've developed out of assumptions as well that, oh, but it's all on the government as well.
No, it's not.
When, depending on what country you're talking about, it could be here, could be somewhere else. It's like you said, it's good to look at, you know, sit down, we all got Google in our pocket, we all got smartphones, and you don't have to know everything in 5 minutes. What's the history of that culture, government maybe going back 20 years or something like that, just to get a sense of where they're trying to go.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, what's one mental thing you think, another mental thing you think people could make on, like a shift when they want to prepare to move to an African country? Like one thing.
Apart from coming with an open mind, I think it's for us Tanzanians or Tanzanian, because I'm Tanzanian. I think being open to building relationship can also take you a mile. Because if you come here, as much as I said, people are not volunteering information, but we don't really call it that way. It's just that's how we are. You need to build a relationship with someone, someone that you meet, someone that you trust. You could be a local, could be an expat, someone who's been here already, and they know how things are going, so they can help you navigate, like what to do, where to go, how to do things. So it doesn't come so much as a shock to you when you're here, because I think that's also common if you move to any place that is not your hometown.
Right,
You need to have someone to give you the direction, because one, we're going there to like the digital world and everything, but for instance, a lot of areas they're not on the map.
Right.
So if you try to put them on Google Map or something, you won't get it. You need to have someone who will either take you physically there or direct you on how to get there.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have noticed that some places don't have street names, things like that. And so, street sign. And so we're so used to where we all come from that we don't take all these things into account to when we go somewhere. If we meet, you know, like you say, expats, what did they do? How did they maneuver around? And, you know, all of us, like you say, building relationships is very important to really help you. Not only just with the locals, but with those that are already here, you know, so.
Just be a part of a community once you're here. Like try to find somewhere where you can, you know, you can get the pointers on how to do things or how things move here. Because that's the only way you're gonna have ease moving in. For instance, getting a place, if you are looking to stay long term, how to get a house, what are the houses of getting a house, which place you should get a house. So yeah, things like those. Yeah.
Speaking of, what's a piece of advice you would give someone who wants to live in an African country? Will the real estate experience be the same as the United States?
No. It might be slightly similar to some things, but it's completely different. But since you guys are here and you've dealt with maybe real estate, you can give a pointer, because I cannot give a comparison since I don't know how American real estate works.
What's one thing you'd weigh in on, Mom, from how we had from our homes in the DMV, and then compared to when we moved to East Africa?
I guess what we deal with in the States is, you might go to a community, say they have houses, and you might say, oh, I like this house, it's on this corner here, it has a big for sale sign. And then they'll have a name on it, who's ever selling the house, the realtor, and you would call that company and talk to whoever the person that the realtor is. Then you would meet with them and say, okay, I see this house on so-and-so street. Can I have an appointment to be able to come and check the house out, you know? And then you go and you get all that information, you talk to that person, and then you have all the steps that you go to. That's pretty much the basics that kind of gets you going if you want a house. If it's an apartment complex, you might go where there's a structure, you know, and there might have a particular office there. You go into the office, you talk to the managing person, you say, okay, I want a 2-bedroom, whatever. They may show you a place and, you know, so you go through that avenue. But in reference to being here in Africa, how is that kind of set up? Is if I came here and I wanted to get a house or I wanted to buy an apartment, how does that function?
So for us here, since I work also in some development, for us it's easier because you can purchase a house or come straight here and we show you some of the units that we have. You meet some people, realtors, or we call them people who deal with property management, and they'll take you to some of the units that they have available, I think, and then you check, you pick whatever unit that you know is of interest. And then from there, you do the paperwork, and that's it. But for buying, I think there's also a process and system, and they have links and stuff that you can research and learn about the project, and then, you know, make a decision. But when it's outside there, that's where you really, really need someone to show you. Because a lot of people some of the realtors that you may find, first and foremost, we don't have that as a degree here for someone who just goes to study how to show houses. It could be maybe a salesperson, but they're not like realtor. I don't know if you all have a degree for that.
Yes.
In the state.
Yeah, they take classes, training, they go to real estate school and things like that in the States.
But we don't have it
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So it's a new thing, actually. So for us, we're used to just getting someone on the street who knows which house is built, which house is new, which street. You just have a number. That's why I said community or relationship with people is going to take you far. Someone will recommend someone that they used, and they know someone who knows a place. So that's how we go ahead and rent a place or buy a plot. We have local brokers who know someone who is selling their plot, and they'll just direct you to the person, you talk, and then that's it. So it may be easy for like a development like here, like where we are, or developed towns.
Gotcha.
But outside, it may be a bit of a hassle. Like you need to do your research, you need to be connected, you need to make sure that you follow all the legal proceedings, so you don't get yourself, conned or something.
Well, let me tell you a situation like in the States. Say if I see a plot of land somewhere, I say, oh, this would be great for me to build a house. What you would do, I don't know the fullness of it because I've not done it, but I'm going on what I'm thinking happens. You see a plot of land in a certain area, wherever that is, you have to find out, okay, I'm in whatever county, I have to go to, probably certain courts, certain things on that, go and find out, okay, I saw a plot of land in this particular area, and then you find out, is this land that I'm seeing, does it belong to anybody? And they have records to let you know, no, this land is available, you can get it, and then they tell you the steps you need to take. But if it belongs to somebody, then you'd either have to go to whoever these people are and say, okay, I see you have a certain portion of land. Is there a way for me to purchase this, or are you using this for something else? That's, I'm pretty sure, somewhat how it goes there. Now, if I'm here in Africa, or say in the area outside of where we live, and I see a certain land area, do you know what some of the steps might be? Would it be easy for me to say, oh, there's some land here, I'm going to go see if I can purchase it? Or is there other things that may happen in that? Does it present other difficulties?
So the easy way could be going to the person because you might see a land that you don't know who owns it and where they live, is ask around the area, people who are close and like, yeah, I see a piece of land here and I think I'm interested. They will either direct you to the owner, who will direct you to their broker, because every owner has a broker that helps them sell for experience here. So if they connect you to the owner, they'll direct you whether I'm selling my land through a brokerage company or brokerage, someone, and you can go through them to, get the land. And once you get to talk to the owners, usually for locals it's easy, because you just get yourself a lawyer and the local leader of that area. They go to the plot, you check, you make sure that there is nobody who owned it or it's not in dispute with anybody. And then once you've satisfied yourself that, oh yeah, I love the area and there is no dispute or conflict with it, your lawyer will draft a contract which will be signed by you, the buyer, the person who sells it, and the local government put a stamp on it, and the lawyer stamp, and that's it. That's how we own land here. It's as easy as that.
All right.
Yeah, and then maybe once you want to build, that has some license that you may need to acquire, and specifically in the island for sure, there are license that you need to have, like building license, that you may need to get from the government to continue with your building process.
So some of it sounds like some of the ways they do in the States. Like I say, I'm not a broker and all of that, but I just know people have done certain things to get land and do stuff, and then they still have to check, okay, if there's houses next, is this part of their lot or whatever? So yeah, you still have to check with the county or the area that you're in. It's not so much, quote, ours is not so much a government thing, but it's more of the county area, or, they have different municipalities you have to check into, so, okay.
So yeah, that's, I hope we answered.
No, we just talking and whatnot. Quick break. How's it feeling, Mom? So it looks like you got two locks.
It's
Three?
going.
For
Four
She's
locks.
on the fourth one, I think.
You're on the fourth one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Eve, you ever done gray hair locks before?
no.
So this your first?
I mean, I've done because Mark's hair is gray.
But
Oh,
not
no,
this
you're-
full gray.
But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
forward,
Yeah.
so like,
But I think the easiest to say, I've never really worked on locks with hair of your texture. So this is like new for me. So I'm trying to like make sure I get it perfect, because I'm so used to dealing with 4C kind of.
Yeah.
4C, yeah, like yours.
Mine's a
Yes.
3B, I think, is what mine is.
Yeah.
Because it's not coarse, it's kind of in between.
Yeah.
Nice. Because, yeah, Evelyn always tightens up Daniel and Dad.
Yeah.
And they had started in LA. And then I guess it went full-blown lock care by the time we got to Rhonda.
Right.
I guess 6 months, inside of 6 months or something like that. So, nice. And y'all talking about the hair care and whatnot. So,
Oh yeah, and I wanted to add some of the part that I've noticed, because I'm from the mainland,
Okay.
because we're in an island right now, Zanzibar. So I think the salt water contributes a lot to why your hair was behaving the way
Yeah,
it
I
was
found that out. It took a while, a couple of years, but yeah, I found that out. Because like I said, I must have to look into, because you'll see these videos of girls doing their hair, but then I have to say, okay, I'll look and I'm like, their hair's not gray. So that doesn't help me if their hair is not
Not
gray, because
gray.
it's a totally different animal, as people say. So I started looking for women that had gray hair, and that's when I found, depends on where you live. Just like you said, it could be the salt, the environment, if it's humidity. And I noticed over time, it was different where I'm living. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So I had to add a little extra moisture, extra water to my hair, put more and more water in my hair. That really helps bring moisture, and certain oils that I've found that I'm using more of, that are here that may not have seen in the States, but I've used here. So that's really been helping me when I was trying to figure out what to do.
What to do,
So,
okay.
yeah.
That's really good, because I've also noticed as soon as I got here, like my locks would I found a lot of hair on the floor.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I never had to deal with this.
I didn't either.
Back in the mainland. And the more I did it, because we always wash with the salty water, and I realized like I was losing some of my ends.
Yes.
Or like dropping off, even that I colored it, which was the worst decision.
Yeah,
But it was falling off. I was like, no. But partly because we wash our hair without, no matter how much oil or moisture you put, as soon as you wash with salty water,
yeah,
it does things to your hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody, in the States, they could have on their faucet, they could have what's called a filter that would kind of filter that out. I don't have that here, and some people say they've tried to get them from the States. I haven't looked into that, but Or some people say they try to do rainwater. I haven't done that yet either.
Yeah, rainwater is good. It's
Rainwater?
yes,
Yeah, because it's natural, it's just,
very
yeah.
natural,
so-
soft.
Yeah.
So you just collect it and naturally just lay it.
Yeah, probably need to collect it, put it in bottles, or put it, so when you
Yeah.
wash your hair, you got it. I might have to look into doing that, so.
Yeah, you just put a bucket out there
Yeah.
and it's ready.
Like
Yeah,
your mom does on the farm,
yeah.
and just label it accordingly.
Yeah, that's probably what I need to do.
Nice.
Because we drink rainwater
Yes, you
back
drink
in the
Yeah.
village. It's so
Wow.
refreshing.
Back in
I'm
the
sure
day,
it's different.
I think I remember right, y'all gave me rainwater.
Well, we drink rainwater
Yeah.
in that time.
We drinking rainwater. out there.
Wow, we'll have to start doing that. We got buckets, we got big water bottles, start doing that,
Yeah, you can
when it
just
rains,
collect them
yeah.
But you might need to get someone to wash the roof, to sweep the dust
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
Or, but I mean, we
We could put it right out front
can,
here,
we can also, just put it out.
yeah,
front.
right out front,
You know, just right out there. You
yeah.
know, 'cause we don't have nothing, car.
Yeah, car, we could probably just put it right in front of the porch area.
You
Yeah,
just
we can
catch
try
it
that and see,
that
catch
way.
it that way.
Mom, what's another thing you have to adjust to with your hair care between the States and Rwanda and Tanzania? We know we're in Tanzania.
Yeah. I guess the major thing is products that I had used. They don't have a lot of the products. They may have some of the oils that I use, but like say the shampoos and the conditioners, things like that, they don't have the same brands. And so that was kind of hard because when we first moved here, of course, I bought some with me, but then over time they run out. And I had ordered, it's been a while since we've ordered from Amazon, but I had ordered a few things and then we just haven't done an order. So I found a few products, but the major ones that I have used, I don't see those. So it's just trying to find alternatives. Things that maybe have aloe in them or papaya or something like that probably would help, because I used to use a conditioner that had papaya in it, and that was good. Or you have to make your own. I'm thinking now and then to maybe make a homemade conditioner using papaya, aloe, and, it may only last a couple of days, but that's what, we have papayas here, so. So those are the things, just the products that I didn't see, and that's why I think my hair, I couldn't get it to function the way I used to because I didn't have the products I used to use. But I did find a shampoo here that I had seen in the States. It's called Tresemme, and they do have that, but I probably have to get a few of them because a lot of times things don't stay. You might see something for maybe 6 months, and then they may not have it again because maybe whoever the distributors are for these stores, they just, whatever's coming on the truck, that's what they get, or the ship or whatever they get. So in reference to keeping something on a regular, you may have to stock a few things back, So those are the things of, I'm not able to keep things consistently of what I usually use. And so I'm just trying to find alternatives. So that's what I've been doing, just trying to figure other things. I'm saying, well, if not, then I'm going to have to learn how to make a shampoo or make something, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the other things you all need to adjust to.
Yeah.
Well, how did you learn, or how did you not go crazy? You grew up in America.
I guess I just learned that it is what it is. It's like, why go crazy over something that you really can't do anything about, And so that's why I say that Google is your friend, getting on Google and trying to find out wherever you live, what fruits or vegetables or things they have here that you can use. We have aloe everywhere here, so that's good.
True.
They have papaya here, that's a good thing. They have olive oil. I mean, there's so many things that they had in the States that they do have here. And I just said, well, I'm just going to have to make things. So I've made my balm, hair balm. I just went through and got shea butter. I got cocoa flakes. You can put on a thing and boil it down, and I put oils with it, and I made my own little hair thing. So you learn how to make things. And so that's what I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Because like you said, you will go crazy, because if they don't have it, they don't have it. If you're in, you have to do with what you can do, and that's when you have to be used to often get Listerine, the original, that's the golden color that's been around more than 50, 60, 70, 80 years. And I don't like all the other colors they've come up because they made it fruity. But here, when we first came, they did have the original in this one particular store, but then for like a year, we didn't see it. So what I did was I Googled and found out I could make my own mouthwash. So I found whole cinnamon sticks and whole cloves, and I just boil them up a little bit with some water, strain them, and put them in a bottle, and that's my mouthwash. So yeah, you just, yeah, you just find alternative, find other things. So that's what I'm trying to do, you know.
Yeah, and I usually make my own coconut or avocado oil.
Oh yeah.
To use on my hair or even on my body sometimes. So yeah, we learn how to make natural products for your hair, your skin, you know, everything here, because we have all the raw materials.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you've got lemongrass,
That lasts.
make the tea, you've got, you know, and I love that you've got aloe. Just, I don't need to go buy the product. I have the pure stuff here, so that's good. And I think that's the thing about some of making your own things. You don't have to deal with all the extra product that's in the thing you buy.
No.
So if you just want papaya, it's papaya. If you just want, you know, so I like that aspect of making things that I don't have to deal with any other added things to it. So that's what's really good, yeah.
Well, wait, you mentioned the lemongrass, what's that good for in general?
You know, I really haven't looked a whole lot into it. I know one aspect it is, it helps keep mosquitoes away.
Yes,
That's the most important.
I think that's one of the most important things here. So it helps keep mosquitoes away. I think it is an antibiotic also.
Yes, it is.
It helps it inflammatory, that type of thing. So if you're having, you know, issues with your body and stuff, and I'm sure it does other stuff on the inside. I just haven't Googled to find out more what it does for the inside of the body, but it does help in that area. And we do have other trees here. There's a neem tree, Neem, that helps with high blood pressure. It helps with your cholesterol. It helps with a lot of things, you know. Soursop, it's a fruit, and you can use the tree leaves and stuff. So you can use that for making smoothies. It's good for high blood pressure, cholesterol, inflammatory. It helps a lot of things. People that have had major illnesses, diabetes, people that have had different forms of cancer, it really does help with those things. So using stuff that is natural here, that you don't have to go and use all the stuff in the pharmacy, finding natural stuff here has really been a really good thing. And like you say, using things for headache. We don't have to use pills anymore. We just use peppermint. You just put that on your temples, massage it, it helps with the headache. Just finding other things that are more pure, you know, here to help with stuff like that. So, yeah, that's been beautiful. And hair growth, finding oils here that work better. You know, we have them in the States too, but there's other oils here, you know, that help with hair growth. There's something called Chebe, Chebe, that's real popular in Ghana and other places that have gone back hundreds of years, that Africans have used to help their hair grow. It can be like an oil, it can be like a paste you put on your hair. And so I found it's mixed in with castor oil and it's or powder, and it really helps your hair to grow. So just a lot of this natural stuff here that's really been a blessing to use. So yeah.
Oh, so by the way, you said, what, soursop? No, that's the anti-cancer, one of the anti-cancer fruits. But you're talking about lemongrass fights off malaria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there ain't no malaria? So do people gotta worry about malaria coming over here?
I mean, you gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, you
yes,
still gotta
'cause
protect
we
yourself, yeah.
We got mosquitoes and.
Yeah, you still got them. That's why you have to keep that around to keep it away. Not that it 100% keeps it away, because some people still end up getting it, but, yeah.
At least it helps.
Yeah,
It helps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so people not just dropping left and right.
Yeah.
People managing stuff. Because people be like, understandable, I'm not making fun, maybe slightly, but not really. But people are concerned, we're very health conscious in the States, in a sense, in our own way. And people are worried about the yellow fever, the malaria,
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z shots. Every country is different, you know, when you're talking about immigration and stuff. Some countries want you to get shots for certain things. In our experience, actually, though, that was actually the country you're going to
Right.
wants you to take it for your country.
Right.
In other words, we've heard some countries want you to take shots because they want to make sure you're not bringing something over.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We're so concerned with what we'll get in the new place, which can still happen.
Yeah.
Which can still happen.
Yeah,
But there's a little bit more nuance we've learned than what we were taught,
yeah.
basically. So people not just over here sick in
No.
Africa. You sure?
No, plus with all the natural remedies that we use,
You
because we drink a lot of herbs in like
herbs, yeah,
the foods we eat, teas we drink, a lot of herbs. So it helps us fight with diseases a lot. So it's very, well, people get sick, people get cold and stuff.
Yeah.
But we have like natural remedies that help us get through it. So, yeah, cold is common. Like malaria ain't common that much because it depends on the area. you're
Right,
on.
right.
There are some areas that it's concentrated by mosquitoes, so malaria is big, but there are areas that like in Arusha, I don't think there's a lot of malaria in Arusha. Even here in Zanzibar, there are not a lot of mosquitoes. Like you would have, but there are areas which is like crazy. But there's some areas with no mosquitoes, so.
Something happened, Josiah.
Oh, it was just an up. Oh, crap. Oops.
So do you need to see your hair? I almost have.
Can you take a picture?
We're still here. Sorry, just a little thing with the.
Can you take a picture,
phone.
Josiah? Or she can take a picture? See what it looks like.
What it looks like.
Oh, you're grabbing the picture? Okay.
There you go.
It's looking good. Yeah, it is. It's coming together. Let me show y'all. See that?
So this row's probably gonna have more, huh?
Yeah,
I guess the further up it goes, it gets
It
more
gets
and more.
more,
and then
yeah.
It gets smaller, yeah.
because here I already have 2, but I think we're gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6 almost.
Yeah, it's gonna
We're
be.
gonna have 6, we're gonna have maybe
Probably,
12.
yeah, it
and
depends
then
on the
it keeps
hair, yeah.
So it's not gonna be too few.
Oh, no, I'm glad it's not. I'd rather it be full. I don't like it when it's so many that all you see is scalp. I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah. I know people have that style, but I like it when it's fullness, like, because I don't always see your scalp, so, yeah.
And so this will, again, Mom, remind us real quick, how come you're locking up?
Because I have more gray in my hair, and the styles that I was doing years back are not working for me now. Plus the environment is a lot different. The atmosphere is just different here than in the States. And it's more salt airy where I am, and so my hair does not function the way it used to. I would braid it. I started doing 3 strands, and the style I was doing, it was too thin. I wanted a little more. So then I started doing the 2-strand twist, but they don't stay in because of the texture of my hair. And so I'm finding I'm braiding it almost every other day because they come out. Now they would stay in if I put like a lot of product on it, like gels and stuff. But I don't like to do that because when I go to wash my hair,
It's full
it's full of product, and I have to wash it like 3-4 times to get the product out. It was just too much trouble. So I said, and I don't want to shorten it. Like people say, just cut it. I don't want it short. I like long hair. So I said, well, maybe I'll do a lock, because at least having a lock, I'd only have to do maintenance maybe every month or however, depending on how much it grows. And I can still do different styles, so that's why I decided to do locks.
Nice. Oh, got a question. Earthen vessels, hi Eve. Any tips for integrating children into East African culture?
Yeah, for sure. Helping them learn the language.
Yeah, that would really help.
That would go a mile.
Mhm.
Like at least if you're planning on moving, get your kids to take online lessons
Mhm.
of the language of the country that you're moving into.
Yes.
Say for instance, you're coming to Tanzania, get yourself some Swahili lessons, basic Swahili lessons online so they can get familiar with like how words are pronounced, the sounds of words. And once they're here, as if you're not here, we mentioned earlier, you need to find a community, and that can help because in a community usually they're like different age groups, and definitely they'll get like playmates and kids to show them around. As far as it goes with schooling, that is optional for every parent, but there are schools here that have
International.
local schools, international schools with Cambridge system, I think, where they can also take online classes. It all varies with the education system that they're coming from, but yeah. So I think that's it. Them having a community of kids to play with, them learning the language, and school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. How come kids take on languages so fast? You know anything about that?
Because
I know Mom.
they don't try to make sense of why the word don't sound like the language they speak. They just pronounce it as it is. But for grown-ups, we have that problem because we already know a language, or they're trying to find, so why are they not similar? This is how we say this in English, but that's not how language works. Because if you think Swahili is the complete opposite of English. So if you try the way we pronounce things, the way we say things, it's completely different from English or the language you're used to. So I think since you're a teacher, you can weigh in, Mariam.
So it sounds like you're just saying children just take it at face value. You're telling them what this is, and they just learn it. They just go with it. Whereas sometimes we as adults, we're like you said, we're trying to figure out why it should sound this way or why it should whatever. Children go, okay, so I say it how? And they just say it. They just kind of seem like they just accept what you're giving them. And they eat it up like sponges. I always tell people, even if you're living in the States or wherever you're living and you want to teach your child a language, teach them as young, because they're like sponges. They just pick it up so easy. It's just, it's amazing.
Then they learn it faster than grown-ups.
Yeah.
You said they learn it faster?
Yeah, way faster than grown-ups.
Yeah. When I was young and my father went to Europe, stationed in Europe because he was in the Air Force, I was like 2 and 3. I didn't speak it fluently, but I did know some German a little bit. But even if I didn't, in England, I didn't, we had an accent. Because when you're 2 and 3, you pick up what that environment is. It's even the same, I've noticed it when living in the States. I remember I took a 1-week training course in North Carolina, and I was only there for like a week. But when I called to talk to a family member, they could tell that I had a North Carolina accent for only being there like 2 or 3 days. And it happened when I was in college. I was in a big class with like 100 people, and the professor would call on different people, and people were roommates with somebody that might have been from New York or from Boston, and they found themselves sounding like their roommate. Because they lived with their roommate a month, a 2 month, a year, and they might be from DC with just a kind of regular accent, but then they found themselves sounding like they had a Boston accent. But it's your environment, and you pick that. Yeah, it shapes you. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, Zanzibar Swahili is shaping my Swahili now. I speak like a Zanzibar. And every time I go home, it's like, huh? What? And I'm like, oh, sorry. Because that's who we speak to day in, day out. So we just pick up on their accent. Because there are like some different things that they pronounce that we don't pronounce them the same. Or we might mean a different thing, right? Because also Swahili have variations.
That's right.
Coastal Swahili, inland Swahili, island Swahili. They're all different types of Swahili. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So there are little subtleties to look out for, you're saying.
Yeah. It reminds me, it might not be exactly the same, but say you're in Colombia, or you're in Guatemala, or you're in Mexico. I'm sure the Spanish or whatever is gonna be a little different. It sounds different, because I can tell a person from Mexico than a person that's from Puerto Rico. I finally am able to know the difference when I hear it. It's, the speech is just a little different. I know when I hear a Mexican accent, it seems thicker to me than a Puerto Rican. So, but the Spanish could sound, some of the words, they might mean a little bit different or something. So, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds different. I think
Yeah.
language varies
Mm-hmm.
depending on places and, you know, the culture that is
Yeah.
surrounding that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
No, that's okay. Need some cushion. I got that.
So that's good. Okay, so one thing I know we like to do is go shopping together in the local market. Mom, what's shopping been like? What's it been like adjusting to shopping here? And then Evelyn, what'd you think of that?
I'm blessed to have people that speak the language. Because,
Like, need some English.
yeah, to speak, you know, like when I go, if Evelyn goes with me, that's always a blessing, because if I'm asking for certain things and they don't, and the locals may not understand what I'm saying, at least she can help me. So that's a big plus. But I think the difference is they barter, like they say, okay, you ask for how much something is, and you're like, wait, that's how much? And so you go back and forth with, say they say something's 5,000, you're like, maybe 4, maybe, so they go back and forth, whereas in the States, when you go, the price is the price. It's a fixed price, they're not changing up on that, so that's,
How many,
yeah.
what's the shilling to the US dollar?
Well, like, say if I'm getting something that's like 5,000 shillings, it could be like, I don't know, $2 and something, or maybe a little less,
Yeah, I think
so,
so.
yeah.
Those conversions. So you
Yeah,
got conversions.
yeah. I can kind of figure, I guess because we've been here for quite a bit, I can kind of figure, it's almost like a little less than half. So if it's 5,000, it's like $2.50 or a little less, so it's a little less than half of what the
Because the
thing
dollar is
might
like
be.
2,000,
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
So,
so,
so, yeah. But here it's like with the bargaining part, like at the market, some people might find that like it's tiresome. But it's like I'm just trying to buy some tomatoes. I'm not trying to spend half an hour
Yeah.
going back and forth with you because of tomatoes. That can be taxing for people who are not
Yeah.
used. But for me, since I grew up in the culture, sometimes it's even fun to do that.
gotcha.
So they mention the price and they'll be like, no, I have this.
Yeah,
Oh, because it's like you know what's fair and what's not fair. That because I am I'm born here, so it's easy to tell.
gotcha.
Actually, one of the things that I remember to mention, some of the people have difficulties because a lot of you are expats. So say something is, because you don't know, bargaining is everywhere. You can either give them that's the price, because if they
Yeah.
don't go low, that means that's what they're selling it for.
Yeah,
But a lot of you, because you didn't understand how much, and because the dollar is very high compared to the shilling, so
Yeah.
a lot of prices are like, that's just $2, just $5, that's cheap. But I'm like, huh?
because you're from here, it could be lower.
It
Yes.
can be lower,
Yeah.
but that's expensive. So I think the bargaining part is like easy to create relationship, because that's how people create a relationship in the market. But sometimes you have to be careful, because the moment they, realize that you don't speak the language, they may act over.
Right.
Yeah, so you need to be
Yeah.
careful.
Now, in the States, there are places that do bargain. They have big flea markets in Virginia and other parts of Maryland, what's called a flea market. And it might be a whole corner block with all these different booths and stuff. So they do a lot of bargaining there. But if I'm just in my community and I'm going to a certain store or a smaller market, the price is what it is. But they do bargaining and bartering back and forth in a lot of different flea markets, because they're famous flea markets in certain parts of Virginia and certain parts of North Carolina that we used to go to from time to time. And they're going back and forth with prices and stuff. So they do that. But if you're, like I said, if you're not familiar, here, then it
You might
could
be
be.
like, huh?
I still wasn't good at it though. I've been in that environment, but I still wasn't
Good at bargaining.
trying to figure it out, so. yeah.
So how come if you speak English, stuff costs more?
I can give a reason, maybe Elvin's, because I think because they feel because we are from possibly the States, that we make more money and that we can afford it. So, is that one of the reasons, Evelyn?
I would say yes, because the media made us believe that Americans, Westerners,
Yeah.
have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which isn't right, because if you all have a price on something should be the same to everybody, but because these are local vendors, they don't have a set price.
Yeah.
So they may wake up today, this is cheaper, tomorrow is expensive, depending on how they get it and, the season of things.
Yeah.
But once you speak English, they'll be like,
Yeah.
so you're a foreigner, we might get you for like a couple more change than what we usually get with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, we think a lot of Americans or a lot of Europeans have a lot of money.
Wait, say that again?
I grew up in a community, for a lot of us in Africa, I would say generally, given my experience, I used to think a lot of people from the West have money. Because it's like when you do mind calculation of like how much is the plane cost from there
Oh, I
to here,
got you.
that's millions of money.
Yeah.
How much do you stay in a hotel? So how do you tell me you don't have money where you paid a 4 million flight ticket to
Gotcha.
here? Like,
No way.
make it make sense.
We move in rapid a little bit. What in the world is 4 million? A 4 million ticket? What does that mean?
That's almost like 2,000.
Yeah. Talking about around.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So
Close to
4
two.
million what?
T-shillings, sorry.
4 million? No. Oh,
No.
So 4 million T shillings for a ticket.
Could be like 2,000 something, or
US.
1,000,
Yeah,
yeah, something like
1,000
that. Yeah,
somewhere in there.
depending, somewhere in there.
Okay. Mom, have you navigated the American tax when you were in the market? Like your feelings and how have you gotten around it? Or learned to?
I guess I'm kind of used to it now. I don't get too bent out of shape because I know that when I come to some areas, they don't have a price. Like if I go in certain places in the States, there's going to be a price for how much the apples are. There's going to be it's going to be posted. I see the price everywhere. Whereas I notice now when I go to some of these places, they don't always have a posted price. So there's not a lot I can do about that. I have to go on what the person's telling me, and if I choose to barter and see if I can bring it down, then fine. If not, I either go on and pay for it, or I try to go to another place. I don't always like to go to a whole lot of other, I might go to maybe one other place, but I'm not going to go to 3 and 4 different places trying to get cheaper. I'm just not going to do that. But I've kind of learned that where we are, and I've been here long enough to know, okay, when I go to Darajani or I go to certain places, this is how it's set up and this is how it is. So I have to decide if I'm going to go, if I'm going to deal with that or not, or I don't go. So yeah, I just work within it.
How do you ask how much is something in Tanzania?
Is it Chinkapi?
In Swahili?
Is that it?
Shilingi ngapi? Shilingi ngapi?
Shiling?
Yeah.
Chinkapi.
Shingapi.
Shingapi.
Shingapi for sure.
Chinkapi.
But it's like shilingi ngapi.
Shiling Chinkapi. Shiling Chinkapi. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you learned to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't bother you.
No,
as
no,
much.
because I know, it's not that I'm this big rich person, but I know that 9 times out of 10, I can afford it, so,
Yeah.
and I know it's a lot less than what I would have gotten, because I know even in the States, stuff has gone up, so come on, yeah, inflation and stuff, and I know that going to certain place that I've gone to in the past, a bag of apples or a bag of this or that, I mean, I could get a bag of apples that may have like 10 or 11 in there, and it could be $4.99. Whereas here, I could get a bag that has maybe that amount, and it's like, I don't know, $1 or something. So it's less, So I kind of go that way on what I've known in the past or whatever, and I just, okay, I can deal with that. Especially getting meats and stuff. Meats have gone crazy in the States, where getting meats here is so inexpensive to what I've known in the past, and so, I've learned to deal with it.
Yeah, but I think having the knowledge of like you go to the market, so
Mhm.
it's almost like even with the bargaining comes when you know like this is a bit overpriced
Yeah.
for the regular price. Because if you go, you know, for a bunch of tomatoes, this is how much it's cost. For
Right.
a bunch of, you know, this for a kilo of meat, this is how
Mhm.
much it costs
Yeah.
usually.
Right.
So if you find a difference of 2,000, 1,000, you know, definitely things have gone up.
Yeah.
But if you find a difference of like 10,000, you'll be like,
Yeah, no,
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So
So you
yeah.
kind of, yeah, you weigh it to see.
Mhm.
What's the
Excuse me.
biggest surprise for you living in Tanzania, Mom?
I guess there's a few. Not seeing street signs and stoplights. They're few and far between. Like if I was to go somewhere, I don't know this name, but there's not necessarily a street sign. We're used to that. We're directional people. So, you know, if you go down this way, there's the name of this street is, or the house number. Some places don't have a house number. And we saw the same thing in Rwanda. Sometimes you didn't necessarily see a house number, but they did see streets, so it's a different community. But it's like, those are the things that trying to get used to that. The driving's a lot different. They go out in and out of lanes. It's like they're always in a hurry to go somewhere. We're always saying, you know, slowly, pole, pole. We're taking our time, and they're so used to just moving quickly. And so that I'm still not used to that. So that aspect. I'm getting used to it, but just products, knowing that when you see something, you might have to get it more than what you usually do because you may not see it again.
Yeah.
Because the way things come in on a ship or come in from somewhere, I don't know how they work, the different stores work with different distributors. I don't know how that functions in reference to how they were in the States. So I might see a shampoo that I'm familiar with, like say a product that you see in the States, a Cantu hair product. They do have that here, but I might go to a particular store and they have it. And when it runs out, I'll go and get it, go back to see if I can get it, and they don't have it anymore. And then I might go back in another week or two and they don't have it. I might go back in another 6 months, they still don't have it. So some things they don't replenish with. Whatever they get on the truck or whatever, on the trip, that's what they get. So things are not necessarily a continuous product. Some are, some aren't. So I'm just dealing with it. I can't say I'm used to it. I'm just trying to deal with it.
Trying to deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another question. Lisa Valentine says, hello, Eve.
Hello.
Does Zanzibar have employment opportunities for dentists?
Ooh.
How would you answer?
I would say yes, but there are no like so many hospitals if you're looking to like have, because most of the practices that we have here, they're integrated in a hospital. And so I would say yes, I think. Very much, because we don't have a lot of dentists here. And like most of the services that people want, they don't have it.
Mhm.
So definitely, I would say yes, there is an opportunity for a business, for sure. Employment, that varies depending on what they're looking for even.
What's the immigration like for a foreigner who would want to do that or to get a job in general?
So getting a job here is, it's a bit of a process, but I think it's the same in each country. You have to have a working permit that allows you to work in a certain institution or organization or company. And yes, if you have that, you can definitely be employed anywhere if you have a working visa for here, for this country. And the process can either be that the company that hires you process it for you, or mostly that's that, or get a business license if you're planning on opening a clinic for yourself.
Wait, so people could even open a clinic for themselves as a possibility?
It is a possibility, yes. Just get the right visa. I think you get the investment visa or something, and you're good to go.
Okay, so those are things for folk to consider. Look into whether you're in medical, like Miss Lisa being a dentist, or whether you work for another company. Look to see, if I heard you right, baby, see if your company has, I guess, either offices in an African country, or how did you work? You didn't say spot. What did you say?
Working permit.
A
That
working
the
permit.
Yeah.
office you're working for would either help you process it, or the company that hired you. So it's like someone in that country you're planning to go has to help you process the working
Yeah.
permit. But for a business, you can just come and like choose because they have, I think, do more research for sure, but this is just my general understanding. You have to go to the immigration and they'll
Yeah.
tell you what kind of visa you need and
Yeah,
what are the process of application.
yeah. 'Cause, I know of at least 2 or 3 dentist offices. One I think is about functioning, one is still trying to function. I think she was waiting for some type of governmental papers or something, but she showed me pictures of what it looks like, her offices and everything. So there are some, at least 2 that I know about on the island, not too far from us, that are maybe not totally up and running, but are still in the process of getting going, so, yeah.
And is that the way people need to approach working in Africa in general, hon? Either starting with the office you work with and seeing if there's a permit you get that way, or, well, you know what, yeah, starting there. Because I ask it like this, and if you repeat yourself, it's okay. Are there jobs for Americans in Africa, in your experience?
No.
Mm.
So
We're battling with jobs ourselves, so no.
And so the way around that is what? What would you advise? And if you repeat yourself, that's fine.
I would say if anybody wants to get employed, this is a growing country, so whatever you think is an opportunity, you can think of investing in opening up something for yourself. Just making sure you pay tax in the government, you have the right papers, and I'm so sure that the immigration will help you, or the lawyer you get to help you settle up will take you through what you need to have a business here.
Because I think it's basically, depending on where you are going, and that's where the research comes in, finding out where you're going, what jobs are people doing there? Or finding out, if I wanted to open up a car dealership or something like that, would I be able to do that? Is that something that's there already, or is that something that's available that I can do? So I guess it's trying to find out through the government, it's like you say, through immunization. Can you do something like that? Is that something that's feasible to do before you get here, if that's your background? You know, because a lot of people think they can just come here and go up to some building that's already running. They may not have that already running. So you have to find out, is that something that you can start when you get here, you know.
Or even if the country allows for expats to
Right,
have it. 'Cause
right.
for us, we have some businesses that foreigners or expats cannot have it. They're
Yeah.
only meant for locals.
Right.
So do your research, you know what kind of business with a foreigner or expat or tourist, but foreigner definitely or expat are allowed to do, and then you navigate.
Yeah.
You get your lawyer to take you through
Yeah.
all the information you need.
That's very good. That was good advice as well. Look to see what industries, whether there's an office for it, or whether you would bring it as an entrepreneur or not, see what the needs of the country are.
Yeah.
Do you see people doing that ever?
Sorry.
Mom, Evelyn, do you see people, how do you see people approaching employment and or entrepreneurship here in Africa?
Well, I can tell you those that I already know about. I know people that have a restaurant. I don't know all the ins and outs of how they got the restaurant, but I know they still had to go through locals. They still had to go through specific departments here that deals with opening a business, a restaurant business. But they still had to work with a local to do that. They couldn't just it's not just their baby. They had to kind of connect with
Team up.
someone, team up.
That's the
Um,
law.
I know, what's another business? I know it's a restaurant, the dental, but I think the dentist, the two people, I think that are dentists, I think they may be African. I don't think they're American.
Gotcha.
This person, but the restaurant, she's American. There's another person that did a hotel, but they still had to work with another local. So those are about the only ones off the top of my head that are American. I know there's another lady that Paje area, but she's from another country. She's not from Africa. She's from another country, but she opened up a
Not
food place.
from Tanzania, I guess you're
I don't
saying?
think-
Or even
yeah.
if she's not from the continent of
Yeah, I don't think
Africa.
she's from the continent of Africa that I know
Okay.
of.
No problem.
She might be from Australia or someplace else. She opened up like a small little eatery place, in Paje. So, and then we have people that we know that lived in where we live that moved out to Paje, which is like about another, less than an hour from us, that opened up like a vegetable plate, not a what do they call it? They serve like salads and fruits and stuff like that, or make smoothies and stuff like that. But I still say, they're American, but I think the people that they work with, they still partner up with someone that's a local. So I don't know that you can just out and out say, this is my business and this is it. You still have to partner with the local.
That's the law.
All the business,
Yes.
that's the law here.
Yeah.
If you open anything, any
Mhm,
business,
mhm.
you have to have a
Yeah.
partner who is
Yeah.
local.
Yeah.
You cannot just come here, say, who asked for a dentist. If you're looking to open a clinic, you
Yeah,
need to get yourself a local who
Right.
you can partner up with,
right.
and you can open the business.
Mhm.
And that's even for other African people, like
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenyans, 'cause like who are our neighbors? Kenyans, Rwandans,
The Ugandans,
Burundis,
yeah.
Whoever.
Yeah,
You can be, whether they're neighbors or as far west as Nigeria,
yeah.
you have to
Partner
know,
up.
you have to partner up with a local Tanzanian, and this could go for other countries as well.
Yeah, so that's the thing you have to
Whatever
find
our law
out, for
is.
sure. Because I know there is a man we know that has a restaurant, it's like a fast food kind of restaurant in Dar es Salaam. I don't know that he has another partner and I've not asked him. We've sat and chatted, but I've never outright said, is it just you and your wife that own this business? Or do you have a partner that's from here? Even though the people that work with him, like serve the food and the cashiers and stuff, they're Tanzanian. But I don't know if he partners. I've never asked him that. So that's something I'd have to find out about, But he has a business and it's going well for him, so, yeah.
That's very good. Now, it sounds like he would, because well, no, you're saying that's the law, so
Yeah.
that's what it.
Well, I know we're
that's what
talking
it-
here in Zanzibar, but I guess it's all
Yeah.
they're
Oh, that's
connected,
good.
they're connected, so,
Oh, you know,
yeah.
in fairness,
Yeah,
that's true. 'Cause
yeah.
There are some things that are run differently governmentally.
Yeah, that's
in
why,
the island
yeah.
as opposed to, so that's a good reminder as well.
But she's right, it is still, that's when it came out recently, that thing about who could do what, yeah, you're right.
So you want to
Yeah.
partner up. And what are, in addition to the legalities, of course, because you want to enjoy your time and thrive. Evelyn, what's the advantages of partnering up for both parties?
So the advantage first, you're elevating the local economy
Mhm.
by giving someone else that opportunity to open
Yeah.
up a business with
Yeah.
you. So that is a personal and national level.
Yeah.
But also you're providing employment opportunities for the locals, because if you open up a business, definitely you will need employees. So that affects family
Yeah.
individually and boost up the economy. But as for the expat or a foreigner, it's easier for you to follow up with all the government regulations because you have a local who knows and who has the right papers that will help you get everything done smoothly and fast.
Mm.
Very good.
And also someone who has the knowledge of the area and it will also help in marketing and how to do things. So I think that those are some I can think top of my head. Thank you.
So how many locks does Mom have now? And hope y'all are enjoying this who are watching with us live. Welcome, good morning over in the States, or good morning,
Eight.
Grand Rising, wherever it is.
I'm doing,
So mom's got 8 locks.
Yeah.
That's my mom right there, in case you're new, you know, or coming back. Mom has decided to lock her hair up, just like Dad, Daniel, and Evan. So everybody
Yeah.
done left my bald self. I'm by myself holding it down. So mom's got 8 locks now, so Evelyn's really skilled in a lot of different things, and one of them is doing hair. She's always tightening Dad and Daniel's hair up
Looks
Yeah.
good too.
however often they need it. It's usually every other month.
Every month, every so many,
something like that.
yeah. Mhm.
So, here's a question that we get a lot. Is it safe to be walking around, or will animals get you in Africa?
It depends on the area
Where you
that
are,
you live
yeah.
in. It's not like we have lions walking on every street of Tanzania. No, it depends with the area you live in. But no, it is safe, yes.
Yeah.
Now, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a conserved area where that was, so all that you see in National Geographic was a daily life for us, having animals walking, like just passing by, or animals mixing in with like cows and goats. So yeah, but that was because that was like our national park, so you can expect any different. You live in their habitat, so.
So wait, so you can just walk around in Africa and ain't no lion go across your path? Elephant, giraffe?
No, if it's not in any national park, no, you can safely walk and.
So there ain't no lions where we at right
No.
now? No lions?
No lions.
No
No, I think the only.
crocodiles? No hyenas?
No.
Okay.
Just have dogs and cats.
Yep,
That's all we
you're
have.
friendly, your neighborhood dogs and cats, mostly cats though.
Mostly cats?
Yes,
So it's safe here
yes,
Very
from the
safe.
wildlife?
Yes.
yes.
Very safe.
Okay. And you said it depends on what? When it comes to encountering the wildlife?
Depending on the area that you
Right.
go. So if you move to a national park close, because there are
Right.
villages that are nearby the national parks,
Mhm.
then you can expect that.
Yeah.
But if you live somewhere where there is no national park, like it's an island, the most wild animals we have are like colobus monkeys and
Oh, yeah.
So
bush
Zanzibar is an
babies.
island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe in the mainland, if you live far away, you won't have to deal with animals.
And what were the monkeys you mentioned again? I was talking, I'm
I
sorry.
think colobus monkeys.
Colobus.
Colobus monkeys, we've seen those. If
Mhm.
y'all have been following the channel, you've seen our tours across Zanzibar, and yes, we saw the black and red. I think they were black and
Mhm.
also red Colobus
Yes.
monkeys, you know, for sure. Okay, and if you're just joining us, welcome. And we're talking about the wildlife and the conserved areas. Evelyn, you grew up in a rural crater. And what's your tribe again?
Masai.
So you're Maasai. Okay. And so you grew up amongst the wild animals,
Yes.
but y'all are expert. Is that right? Y'all can do that.
Yeah, we survived. I'm here.
So people shouldn't just be going out in the bush, not that they would, especially black folk.
Yeah, but yeah, you just need to be careful when you go to a place. Make sure you know
Where you
talk to
going?
people and they tell you if it's safe or not safe. But yeah, it depends with the area that you go. We don't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. So guys, you're watching. We're just taking questions. Mom and Evelyn definitely gonna be here for a while. We've
Yeah.
already ordered up something to eat. Mom's about 8 or 10 locks in.
Y'all order food?
Dad did.
Ooh.
Ethiopian place.
Hallelujah. I was just thinking about it, that's
So
why.
when is that we were thinking of cooking?
I was like, oh, it's going on 5.
So you know what? So guys, ask us if you can hear. Here, I come on camera real quick. Here with my boo. Here with Mama. Okay, Mom getting locked up. So
Exciting.
exciting, and also for me and Eve's channel we streaming too. So
Yeah, all right.
feel free to ask us your questions. Ask Mom your questions about her being an American living abroad. I mean, I'll answer some stuff too, but you
Yeah.
can hear I'm instigating off camera.
Ah,
And then you can ask Evelyn about living and working amongst Americans as well. And also, she's a continental African she's got the lived experience.
yeah.
If there's anything she can't answer, she'll let you know. You can email us and everything. All that stuff is in the description of these videos. Sometimes we can't answer things immediately, but that doesn't mean we can't have dialogue, in the email or something like that. So we love to have your questions. You ask about the hair care. Mom was talking about that earlier. If you're just tuning in or something like that, we're just vibing and chilling, and it's just nice to be able to share Evelyn's knowledge and lived experience with y'all and laugh and learn together. So, yeah,
Thank you.
that's what we doing. Okay, so Mom, you've lived here, which also means I've lived here. It's going to be
4
how
years.
many years
4 years next month?
is that?
No, 3 years next month.
3 years
in-
next
in,
month
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Mhm.
And then how many years?
It'll be 4 years in December in Africa.
Nice, okay. Tim Black says, hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hello, Tim.
hey, hey.
Hello. So how is it you're still here in a new country from an immigration standpoint? What's going on?
Well, we're retired, Dad and I are retired, and so we have our residence. We had to go through and, you gotta fill out all the paperwork and background check and things like that to maintain the stay here. We got our little card. We got our car, we got our passport stamped, and so because we bought property and stuff, that really helped. And it's a 2-year residency thing, so because he's the man, he's got his looks a little different than mine, and so I'm what's called independent, connected with him.
Or dependent.
Dependent connected with him, so, yeah, thank you. I knew it was one of them D words, no.
So you got Tanzanian citizenship?
No, I'm
What you
just
got?
it's called a resident because we own property.
Residence. So you have, what's the full name of the one you have? Or not?
I don't
just
know
what's
the
it
full name,
Or just what's it
it's a retirement
There you
visa.
go.
And and the card is because I'm a resident, yeah. So it's a 2-year resident. Every 2 years, we have to renew.
Every 2 years you have to renew.
Mhm.
Nice. Were you able to do this before moving here? Or did you do it?
No, we did it once we got here.
Okay, okay. Evelyn, do you know if that's a permit one can get prior to moving to Tanzania? Or do they have to get it in Tanzania?
Thank you. I may need to check on that, but I think you
Sure.
can get it here. But you can start the applications while you're there, for
Mhm.
sure.
Nice, okay. And in fact, Evelyn, when someone comes to visit Tanzania, Zanzibar, or to live here, what immigration process would they go through? What type of visa would they get?
Tourist visa,
Mhm.
that is only 3 months.
Mhm.
So you can start with that while you work on getting whatever other type of
Yeah.
visa that you
Mhm.
are looking forward to.
Tourism visa.
Yeah.
That's
Because
for
that
3
is easy, you
months.
can apply
It's
online.
easier, yeah.
That's the easiest one.
Mhm.
You can apply for that from the States
Yes,
before you even get on the plane?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. And of course, fact check everyone, it's cool because Evelyn lives here. So I remember someone once asked my family, as Americans, we were still in America, about the green card. And we didn't really know what to tell them because we're already citizens of America.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's also, in fairness, the same thing for Evelyn. She's already a Tanzanian citizen,
Mhm.
passport holder. So there are certain things she hasn't had to think about. So this is fun to be getting these questions, and we can look into those things and answer as we know. So, question here. Tim Blake asked, is it possible to get a tour guide at a reasonable cost? How would you answer that?
You're speaking to one, but yes. No, that was a joke. But yes, you can. Yes, you can get a tour guide. Depending on how long you're staying and what are the activities that you want to do, definitely you can get affordable tour guides.
what would affordable, when you think of, we were talking about conversions earlier, well, if you would like to weigh in more, what would
Like,
reasonable?
What's he
be?
looking, what's he want to do, yeah.
Details.
Is he trying to do a safari, is he trying to do a beach, yeah, what is he trying to do, yeah, what it all entails, yeah.
He also asked, when your mother says she owns land, is she talking about an actual land or a house? I think, I don't say land, we say
House,
house, yes, so
I said property, but
Property.
house.
So do we pay
We pay
anything?
taxes, yeah, we pay something every year, I forget what it is now.
But we keep up with the annual payment.
What'd you say, what'd you say?
HOA.
So we pay the HOA.
Yeah,
Homeowners.
homeowners, we play homeowners
Here in the
every
development.
year, yeah.
Do we pay rent or mortgage?
Nope, because we bought it outright. Nope,
It's a blessing, we bought it outright.
nope.
So there are possibilities.
No mortgage,
there.
hallelujah.
Yes, thankful.
Just pay, we pay for water, we pay for electricity, we pay the homeowners.
Association fees.
What's it, house insurance? Yeah.
Yeah, just for this
House
particular
insurance,
area.
yeah.
Every area is different. Some people are in developments.
Yeah.
Some people rent out more in
Yeah.
the village,
Mhm.
or in, am I saying that right? Yeah. What was the other one I was about to say? They rent, and then some people build, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some people build houses. We know some people have done that. That was the way they wanted to go, so they just built up. And they completed things and whatnot, so there are options, so long as you do everything in bounds of the law and whatnot. But those are opportunities for people to do stuff like that, which is pretty great, so I like that. Let's see, so, okay, so you was asking about the property and stuff like that. All right, so that's good. Let me see, what's another thing that people ask us all the time? We talked about the food and everything. Do they got McDonald's here?
no,
Do they
No.
have? They got Chick-fil-A?
no,
They got KFC?
not here, but they do in Dar.
Dar es Salaam?
Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, they have KFC, they have Pizza Hut. Yeah, but not here, not in Zanzibar.
Tim Blake, book Tim Black. I'm mostly interested in the country's history, not really looking for safaris or beach tours. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Stonetown could give him that.
Yeah.
Say again?
Stonetown, which is downtown from here, from Zanzibar, can give you a lot of history. You can do a walking tour on your own. On your own, you can do it, or you can get a local tour guide. They can take you all the way through and give you all the history. And then there's other areas, there's different, what was that thing we did with the monkeys, and
Yeah, Jozani Forest.
Josani Forest, there's
Dolphin tour.
dolphin thing we've done, there's a lot of different things that we've
Prison
done
Island.
about the area. Prison Island gives you a little history, but yeah, there is an actual tour at Stonetown. It tells you about that area, what happened there and stuff, yeah.
Excellent. That reminds me, off top, so, here we go. Tim Black, how is the language barrier? Mom?
Let's see. I think it's minimal for me. It's not too bad, I guess, because we've been here for a while, and I'm finding more and more people do speak English. I know when we lived in Rwanda, it was a little harder. The gap of people weren't necessarily speaking the language, and so they didn't necessarily understand us. We didn't understand each other. But I'm finding here, even if I don't know a lot of Swahili, I've met enough people that we can still converse a little bit and kind of get through the conversation and get to kind of understand each other. But it does do you well to, even if you don't learn a whole lot, learn the kind of the basics, because the people here, they love to communicate. They can say hi to you, how's your day, but they're going to ask you, how's your family? They're wanting to get to know you. They're communal, they want to get to know you. So it really does do good to know, even if you just learn a minimum, learn a little bit of the language. So, yeah.
Can you spit some Swahili, Mom?
Yeah. How you put me on the spot?
Hey, even if it's one word.
Caribou, Sante Sana, you know, thank you. Pole pole, slow slow. Let's see what else. I don't speak it a whole lot because I'm always talking English. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Those are some.
I need to do more though. We're supposed to be picking up, because we've taken it. We're supposed to be picking up again. I think because we've been doing so much in our YouTube channel and other stuff, I haven't really taken the time to sit down and go through back again over the language, and I need to do that. So that's the thing of going back over it, because every time we go through different areas where we live, we have the security and stuff, and they're always speaking to you. So if you say something back to them in Swahili, they'll say something else and something else and something else, and by the time they've said 2 or 3 other things, they've lost me because I don't know some of the words they're saying. So it does behoove you to kind of, you know, get to say more things and learn more things. So, but we get by. We kind of understand each other, and a lot of the words that they do say, I might not be able to give an answer, but I kind of somewhat know what they're saying. It's like when I learned Spanish. I may not speak it fluently, but I think I've kind of understood more what they were saying than maybe me saying it back. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Who taught you Swahili? Who's your
This
teacher?
young lady right here doing my hair.
Yeah, I teach Swahili as well. So if you wanna learn, we can definitely. I have a channel that's Swahili first. You can start there, but yeah, we have different cohorts that take you through basic Swahili, so you can familiarize yourself with like the language. But also to add on that, like a lot of people, we do go to school. We're taught a little bit of English, so we can speak a little bit of English, like say some of the important words that you might need in a conversation. So that will also help you navigate. But learning the language puts you in a better position.
Great.
It really helps also when you're going shopping for food and interchange dealing with money and stuff. If you can say some things in Swahili, it carries you a lot. You know, it really, really helps in that respect. So
You can find all the information to learn more about Swahili with Evelyn. All of that is linked. The email is linked. The second YouTube channel is linked in the description of these live streams. Okay? And I'll put them in the chat for you as well, all right? Tim Black said, last question, Mom, why Zanzibar?
I think because when we were living in Rwanda, we love water. We love the beach area. And I can't recall exactly how we found out. It might have been a video we were looking at. And they talked about properties here. Plus, prior to that, we had some friends that came here to look at where we are, the property. And so we knew about it ahead of time. But I think because we had seen something about that and they had certain property here at prices that sounded really good for us, it just sounded like a good opportunity to come here and get property and have the opportunity to have some type of residency. And so we chose this area because we just liked it. So, yeah.
Nice. Thanks for your questions, Tim. Doesn't have to be the last question. You know, you might be heading out or just enjoying watching. It's nice to spend time with y'all. So that's really good. I mean, yeah, we really love the water, because also we moved to East Africa region from Los Angeles, Southern California. So I think we were pretty spoiled. We'd always loved water. Like we used to, prior to living in Los Angeles, I grew up, I'm her oldest son, Josiah. They raised me in the DMV, and we spent lots of time in Virginia Beach.
Right.
Or going to Annapolis.
Mhm.
Or, was it Rehoboth? Maybe
Rehoboth, yes.
here and there, or Myrtle Beach in the DMV,
Yeah.
DC, Maryland, Virginia
Right,
area.
right.
Again, if you're watching, you've been with us this long, in the comments, chime in, let us know where you watch, what city, state,
Yeah.
country are you watching from? We'd love to say hello. But yeah, Mom and Dad raised my brothers and I around the water a lot. Sandbridge, Virginia Beach.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
Have a
community area,
good
yes.
community
Really that
area.
family community, yes,
We're
really nice.
blessed to live there. vacation there from
Vacation,
time to
yeah.
time. And so that compounded with living in SoCal, just a few years ago, we moved from there to East Africa. And so we enjoyed the soft landing in Rwanda, and it propelled us here to Zanzibar
Yeah.
to be near, even closer to the Indian Ocean. Like we can't take it there now, obviously. We can walk like what, 5 minutes
Yeah,
to the lagoon.
Mhm, yeah,
This coastal living
right,
is
right.
really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
And we like the weather, we like warm, hot, heat.
yeah, that part as well. So that's really good, especially for mom and dad. But black
Yeah.
folk, especially if y'all watching, black folk need the sun.
We need it, yes.
So we really do. There's some other questions. Lisa Valentine, couple questions here. 3 questions. Mom, buying property, and Evan. Buying property in Zanzibar allows a person to have permanent residence?
Not permanent. but-
No,
Not
no,
permanent?
not
How would
permanent.
you describe it?
Uh,
How could you summarize?
I had said before, because we retired and we're on, you have to do like a resident, because we have property, it's a residence visa, so it's like every 2 years we have to up it, so it's not a permanent thing. It's every, like, most people that live in some of the places here, they may not do that, and they might say in Rwanda it was 6 months, so every 6 months you had to leave, you know.
And then in Tanzania, on
yeah,
the tourism, you have to
right.
leave every 3
In
months.
3 months, but because we bought property here,
And
we
have
bought,
retirement.
and I have a retirement, they'll go hand in hand, it's every 2 years, so no, it's not permanent.
Okay. You said how long? Can I bring my pet dog?
Yeah, a lot of people have bought animals, yes. Yeah. a
Yes,
lot
you
of
can,
people-
yes, you can.
A lot of people have, like I say, it's more cats in this area, but I can think it's because it's just cat friendly, but a lot of people do have dogs too.
Yeah.
Nice. Evelyn, would you weigh in on anything else about that immigration question? Was that mom sum it up well?
Yeah, it's not like, because you cannot have citizenship. I think
yeah.
citizenship would be
That's what they meant when they said
a
permanent.
permanent thing. But
Say
you cannot
say
have
that one more time.
citizenship.
You what?
You cannot have citizenship.
Okay.
Yes.
How come?
But they're just
What can you
rules.
say?
We don't have dual citizenship. So if you want to become a Tanzanian citizenship, you will have to revoke your American citizenship
Or wherever you're from?
or wherever
Yeah,
you're from.
yeah.
So if you're not looking to do that, there is no permanent. But you have residency that allows you to have the same services as what locals have, but then you have an option of renewing it every 2 years. If it comes to a point where you feel like maybe I need to change and go somewhere else, you can up and go.
Yeah.
But your property will still stay here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Property still stay here. Okay. Royal priesthood, shalom, family. Does Tanzania, shalom, peace to you. Does Tanzania allow repass to open bank accounts? / what's the minimum? And if so, what's the minimum amount? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, you
Well, no, both
can.
of
I'm
them.
not sure the,
The minimum is
minimum-
like you have to have, if you're opening a dollar account, I think it's almost like $20.
yeah, it's real small.
Yeah, $20 in your account
Yeah,
to
yeah.
open it. And for a shilling account, you will have to have 20,000,
Yeah,
which is almost like $5-10.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
when we
all you
opened
need to
ours, it
have.
was 20,000 shillings, yes.
And
Yes.
how, unless you said it already, for those who are new, can you break down the conversion shillings?
It was
USD?
like, it's like maybe less than $10, a little less than $10.
Yeah, less than
Yeah,
$10.
Yeah.
Do you have to be what's the immigration status to open an account?
From my understanding, you can still research on this. You don't have to be an expert or anybody can have an account, really. Because they open your account using your passport. So if you're
Yeah.
a tourist here
Mhm.
and you were staying 3 months, you can open the account for the 3 months that you're here. Once you leave, it will go, I think, government, or they know how they close the accounts. But if you're an expat, for sure, you just go with your passport and you open it. That's all. You just have to prove where you live or where you rented.
Right, right.
That's all. It's not really a hard process opening a bank account.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's not.
Yeah, because we have accounts
Yeah.
ourselves. Mom's got one, mom, dad one.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Daniel's got one. Oh, there go Daniel right now. Dan's got accounts, an account. So yeah, so there you go, royal priesthood. Yes, it is allowed.
It is
For
possible.
sure.
Very
Absolutely.
possible.
So that's always good to know. Thank you for breaking down the conversions. Yeah, it sounds like money goes further, USD goes
Yes, it
much,
does.
happens to go much further, right?
You brought the card? Thank you, Daniel.
No.
You're not gonna see the other half of it, but this is what it looked like.
That's
Pretty cool,
Got
huh?
down there too.
Oh. This is
what it looked like.
You're not gonna see the other half. That's my business.
So there you go. Yeah. So how do you feel about the conversions from USD?
No, I think it's nice, it's, and like you say, we're learning, the more you do transactions, like when you said the 4 million and whatever, you just learn, and we have a thing on our phone anyhow that helps us, a conversion that helps us, like if we're wondering how much something is, we just put in the amount, and it goes for any other country you want, so we're here, but if you were in, England, or if you were in Portugal or someplace else, you just put that on the conversion thing and, it helps, so, yeah, I love it.
How do you feel emotionally, Mom, about being retired abroad? Again, in December, we would have lived abroad 4 years. Time flies.
I think what's interesting is I enjoy it, but because we have our channel, I don't always feel like I'm retired, because
No,
we're
fair
busy.
enough.
We're busy.
We busy.
Sometimes we're real busy, and then sometimes we're not. But I enjoy it. I do, because I'm still not answering to anybody, I'm not having to go into some place or something, or a certain deadline for whatever, other than the things that we're doing that is part of us. So I'm really enjoying it, not having to deal with, oh God, I got this project to do, I got whatever to do, I gotta be here at that, or, so I'm really enjoying it. I do like it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad, because I'm like, wow. Mark Animation 96, peace to all Tanzanian people. Peace to you, brethren.
Peace to you too.
Excellent, we love to hear that. And it's good, because you're, how long you been retired, Mom?
I think it was 2019 or 2020. I'm trying, with the code,
Yeah.
the thing that happened, I think it was 2019, mid-year or something like that.
Nice,
Yeah, so
nice.
it's been a little bit of time, a little bit.
That's good. So you got, sounds like you got a lot of peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that-
We were in California, and I was I had finished up with a, working regular job that I had, and then, when Daniel, my last son, graduated, I said, what am I gonna do? And I said, maybe I'll do substitute teaching. And so I had done that. Not that long, because not long after that, we left. But when we moved to California, I said, well, maybe I'll do the same thing. But what was going on there was a little different. You had to take a test. Whereas when we were in Maryland, you didn't have to take a test. You just filled out the forms you had to fill out, and,
Right.
And so then I was gonna have to do a math portion and all this, that, and the other, and I was like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. And then we were talking to our financial person, he was saying, so how old are you again? Da, 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 da. I told him my age, I think it was, I don't know if I was 62 at the time, I'm trying to remember my age at the time. He said, well, you can retire, so that's when I just went on and, did the paperwork and everything, and so, yeah. Fabuloso, happy about that.
How old are you right now?
Oh, I'll be 71 in October. Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long. Woo, 71, yeah.
And you're still looking young,
Yeah, I'm trying.
eating right.
Trying,
eating healthy.
trying. Yeah, yeah.
So wait, you mean to tell me retired folk in their 70s can move abroad?
Yes.
Better yet, to an African country?
Yes, yes. We have people here older than that. There's a family here. The daughter, she might be maybe 52 or 3. Her mother is probably my age, and then the grandmother is like 91 or 2 or something like that. So yes, various families have people older that are here. There's a lot of people we know in their 70s, mid-70s, 80s. So a lot of people have moved. A lot of people may have had some health issues and get here and don't have health issues anymore, and, you know, so, or maybe we're on certain medications or no longer on those medications, because the stress level, it just goes down. It's just so peaceful, you know, so, yeah.
That's good. Do they have services, Lisa Valentine asked, do they have services like DoorDash? Or Uber Eats?
They don't necessarily have that. They have certain places that you eat at that may do carry out, and they would bring it to you, but, they don't necessarily have, at least not here on the island that I recall.
Or it's not
Yeah.
called,
Or maybe it has a different name.
yeah, it has a different name, but no, yeah.
but do they have food delivery service? That's
Yes,
what
they
it's
do
called.
have
Yes,
that.
they do.
Yes, they do have that.
We do have.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have some Ethiopian food
Mhm.
coming. I don't know what service is bringing it. It could be the restaurant itself, or it
Yeah.
could be someone else.
They may have a separate company that works with them
They
to
might,
bring the
yeah.
food, yeah, like a driver that brings the food, yeah. So like certain restaurants we love it, we eat at, and they'll deliver, you know, the food to us and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Amani Soul, hello there.
Hi.
Is learning Swahili difficult?
No, it's not difficult.
I haven't
It's,
found
I didn't feel it was difficult. It's like anything, you just want to keep up with it, you know, and use it. You got to really use it, you know, so yeah,
it.
keep up with it, yeah.
I remember I still retain some high school Spanish.
Yeah,
But I
so.
lost a lot of it,
Because
you know.
when you don't talk to
You don't-
somebody
yeah.
with it, you do lose it, so, but yeah, I didn't think it was fun, I enjoyed it. Yeah, and it's fun because when as we were learning it, going every week learning it, and I'd go shopping, I would see certain signs, I'm like, oh, we learned that word, you know, so it's just nice knowing that you start seeing things that you've learned, so, yeah, that was nice, yeah, I like that.
That's good. Yeah, we find it to be a very kind of open language. Plus, it's used everywhere.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
you know some Swahili if you watched The Lion King.
Yeah.
Disney, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Akuma,
You know?
Akuma
Hakuna
Matata.
Matata.
Yeah, they say that a lot. I thought it was like, oh, people say, yeah, they got that from us, you know, so it's a real thing, yeah, and some of the things they might say in there, we've heard. So, yeah.
Simba.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Emma?
Lion.
Simba
Yeah.
means lion.
Mhm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Rafiki, the baboon, the
Mhm.
spiritual counselor. What's that mean?
Friend.
So there you go.
So, yeah, so certain, yeah.
So there's some stuff. So no, Swahili we found to be very open. It's in all the tourism. In fact, that's
Right.
how they approach it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the greetings, with a lot of the words and
Right.
things, and yeah, even things like cinema, depending on where you're going.
Right,
It might help. It's at everyone's discretion when they're creating a thing. But
Mhm.
admittedly, all of us learned a handful
Yes.
of Swahili words. What, 25, 30 years
Yeah.
ago?
yeah.
Just through that
Through that. Mm-hmm.
movie, honestly. Amani Soul, are you on a path to residence or are you renewing a travel visa? They're
No.
new, they just joined.
Yeah, no, I have a resident, because
So
we
do I.
bought property, and so, every 2 years, I just, got it renewed a few months ago, so every 2 years we renew it, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
same with me.
Mhm,
I have a,
yeah.
y'all can see, because
Yeah.
I'm talking off
Yeah.
camera, but I got an investment visa myself, and so yes, it's also
Yeah.
renewed every 2 years.
Right, and our
So,
other son, he has a student
Student.
one, and it's renewed every 2 years. So, yeah.
Every 2 years, so yeah. We like residency, honestly. New residency schemes are popping up
Mhm.
all the time. Digital nomad is one of the most popular
Yeah.
and new, honestly, so we talk about that a lot on the channel from time to time. Wait, that don't make sense. We talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
when it comes up, people ask us, or if that's the topic we're talking about, so.
Yeah, in fact, you didn't ask this, but I just heard, I have to read up, but I believe the country Croatia just opened up and or revised their digital nomad visa
Wow,
for those who
okay.
like to work online, who have an online business, online entrepreneurs and things like that. So there are new things popping up all the time. We kind of, you didn't ask this either, but we push or encourage like residencies, because in our experience, they're just easier to get. Citizenship, one, in any given country might not be possible, because like Tanzania, for example, if you're in a country where there's no dual citizenship, well, there you go. And then residencies can be acquired very quickly in a matter of months and can put you on the path to citizenship if that's what you're interested in. That's just a little something to help y'all out.
Thank you.
It's getting hot.
Or that extra light, probably.
Yeah, thank you.
Joto. Oh, hope Joto means hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not that's
Well, no, they should be
fluorescent.
okay,
That's
yeah.
fluorescent.
Oops.
Drop something.
Where'd it go? Oh, it's in-
No,
okay.
it's over there. So we appreciate y'all's questions. This is good. Mom, if you're just joining us, Mom's getting her hair locked up. She's got maybe a dozen or more locks now, if y'all can see that. So, in fact, I might move some of the stuff around just a little bit. But ask us some questions. It's called Ask an African Part 1. I mean, Mom's African too. But when you
Yes.
stop and think about it. But we're definitely giving our expat answers as well as Evelyn's continental answers to things, you know? So just things you want to know about moving abroad or the culture and things like that. You know, ask away. And I was fielding some questions as well about things. It could be residence, could be food, could be the weather stuff. In fact, yeah, it's been very mild. We were just talking to my
Yeah,
brother
it's
back in
interesting.
the States. It's been what, low 70s to mid 80s
Yeah,
sometimes. It still gets very hot and sunny during the day, but yeah, it's been
Yeah.
like this since what, rainy season?
Yeah, since February, March, yeah, and we haven't needed the air conditioning. Very rarely do we put it on. Used to be at night you'd need it because it would be hot, but it hasn't been that way. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Haven't even needed my fan on in the room. Usually because all rooms have fans, haven't needed to do that. I just have my window halfway open because it's been really, really, really cool. So it's been kind of interesting. I was saying today, I said, it's going to be interesting to see what next month looks like because when we moved here, it was the end of September. It was very, very hot. I mean,
Yes, blue.
85 felt like 95. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be the same because I don't care where you live. Every year is probably different.
Yeah.
You can probably look back and say, oh, wow. Because I know this time last year wasn't like this.
I don't
It was
think so.
hot. So it's like, you know, so just paying attention, you know, things be changing, so, but,
Exactly. Okay, here's one I just thought of.
mhm.
What would you two say? Why should people move to an African country?
Peace of mind, especially if you live in the West or the States, say the States. It's a lot going on there. Peace of mind. A lot of times people tell you things about Africa, especially the news, is very slanted. Probably about 95% of what they tell you is not true. The negative. They give a lot of negative. But coming here, it's beautiful. I feel free. The freedom, the peace of mind, the rest, the safety. I don't feel like I'm, you know, when police go by, I don't get jerky. I don't, whatever. It's a whole different environment of living here. I feel welcome. I don't necessarily feel like the odd man out. You know, like people say, well, you're not really African. How do you, I don't really feel that way. You know, I think because we've established different relationships and we just came with a different mindset. So it depends on what your mindset is when you come. So, yeah.
What would you say, Evelyn? Born and raised.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are good in Africa for sure. As she said, peace of mind. We may have some of the things that we're dealing with, but to some extent, we live a very peaceful life. We live a very peaceful, happy life with what we have. We have a lot of things that are organic and natural here. So so we're not worried about, oh, this is not, like I've read at some point that they were trying to make meat out of machines. We don't have to worry about that because you see the chicken being
Yes,
slaughtered to
yes.
your table. So, so security, sense of peace, food, and I think it's because it's a developing countries, a lot of them, there's open opportunities for people to do investment and, you know, develop. So those are like some from me.
Some nuts and raisins.
Just when we put them in a bowl.
Yeah, one of those little small little yogurt bowls in the cabinet there.
So those are like some of the ones that I can think of in my head. Because I've known Africa, so that my whole life I've lived here.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to compare it with.
Right,
Alright.
yeah.
Would you, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, but I was just saying, we even though we've only lived in 2 different countries, we've been to Uganda, and that we really enjoyed that. It was just a few days we enjoyed that. But we want to go to other places. We want to be able to go to other countries and just see what it's like, you know. So.
Evan, would you ever move to the United States?
No. No. From what I'm seeing, I am very happy where I am. Maybe to visit if things calm down, but never to live there.
Now, what do you mean what you're seeing? Is it what we tell you, or do you see
No,
this
I
on
see a
real
lot of
news?
things
Or?
on the news.
Okay.
Like a lot
Wait,
of.
how you see stuff on the news?
Because
Y'all got news in Africa?
we do have televisions, we do have internet, so we see a lot of things.
Y'all got internet?
Yes.
Y'all got TV?
We do have TV, television. We live in houses. We don't live in huts.
You
Some
got
do, but yeah, we have.
iPhone? You got TikTok?
Yes.
Instagram? Twitter? Well, no,
We
we
have
got
all
Twitter
that.
no more. It's X now.
We have all that.
Facebook? You got
Yes.
social media? Real.
Yeah, that's how you get the channel to learn Swahili fast. I mean, and a lot of other things. But yeah, I see a lot of things happening, and I don't think I ever want to live in a place where I don't feel safe. No. I love my country or where I live. I can just move from here. Police are our friends. I can chat with the police in a car if I get stopped. Say I'm driving and they stop me. They are my friends. You can talk, reach an agreement. I'm not scared seeing them because, you know, we don't have all that is going on in the state. So I'm like, no.
You friends with police? Policing?
Yes.
Even when we've been stopped, they're just asking, where are you going? You know, they're not trying to hurt us, so.
No? Okay. Well, wait, what about that bribery?
Chai?
Is that a thing? What's that?
Sometimes they just, you know, I think they're just hungry or they're
Yeah.
thirsty, they've been out there, whatever. I mean, you can give them a bottle of water, you don't have to give them money.
Yeah.
You know, you can give them water, so, yeah.
So it's not that. So what did you say? It's chai? What's that?
Chai is tea.
It means tea, and so you so why they need tea?
So, it's a customary for us if you go into someone's house or you meet with someone, you give them tea. It could be informal because tea is, I think because we were colonized by British, so they left us with the tea culture. But I think it's like you give them something, water, soda, whatever, or money, but we call all that tea.
Gotcha.
So in terms of police, yes, that is technically a little bit bribery, but it's not bribery because they don't have a mistake, they find it, they just stop you, where are you going? Can we have some chai? And you can either give them or don't give them.
So
And
this
it's-
is neighborliness.
Yeah, and it's not like we're talking hundreds of dollars.
No.
It could be a 1,000 T shilling, which is like less than 50 cents.
So that's unfair to call
yeah.
it. So it's
Yeah.
fair to call it
Chai.
tea, chai, snack. Nice. So you're okay, you're not getting shook down, are you? No. All right.
I've never had to give anybody anything since, they stopped us and when we're going
I
certain
didn't give
places,
them
but,
And it was okay. It was fine. Evelyn, you don't always give, and it's fine. You go on about your business. So, okay, so they're friendly and neighbor. Amani Soul, have you lived in the mainland? Tanzania?
no,
No?
been there.
Been multiple times? Was there
quite a
recently?
few, every so many months, it seems like we're going, but no,
Now we would like to go,
yeah,
you know,
not live there.
still a lot to see.
Yeah, I've stayed for like weeks on end, like a week here or there, like we go. I've gone because I see an eye doctor there, so I'll go and we'll stay for maybe about 5 days or something, but no,
Yeah, nice.
not live there.
Montessori, it's hard to hide a dumpster fire. Talking about the West, I guess, the United States in this case. Montessori, is there birthright citizenship?
Yes,
Say again?
yes,
Yeah.
there is.
Can you summarize anything or shed any light? How citizenship work for those who are new coming in Tanzania?
For Tanzanian, it's like for birthright, from what I understand, if you're born in Tanzania and both of your parents are foreigners, you're not a citizen, I think. You're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you're born in Tanzania and one of your parents is a Tanzanian, then when you reach 18, you have to choose which citizenship.
That's right.
Which citizen?
That's
Whether
right.
you choose from, if it's your mom's side or your dad's side, you need to choose one.
Mhm.
You cannot have dual. So I think that's what I understand how citizenship works. But if both of your parents are Tanzanian like mine, then you're
Yeah.
fully Tanzanian.
Right, right.
Okay, okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, the plane went over. If both your parents are Tanzanian, you got the birthright citizenship, but if one of them is from another country when you're 18,
You have to
because there is no dual citizenship currently in
You have to choose.
Tanzania,
Mhm.
when you're 18, you must choose. Okay. So in a minute, I think Monty Soul hadn't heard, no problem. That's what's going on there with the citizenship. What's your favorite thing about Tanzania?
me?
Or both of you? And or
Everything. This is my country.
Mm.
Everything. I'm going to be biased. I love the culture, I love the people, I love the environment, the scenery, the natural resources, everything, literally, everything.
Yeah,
So
I love,
biased.
yeah. I love the culture, the people are very giving. It's beautiful here. Yeah. I really love the people most of it, it's very giving.
Excellent. You're welcome, Monty Soul. Yep. So you guys are just now joining us. Hello, Yolanda Volsi. Hope I said that right. Thanks for the hearts. Mom's getting her hair locked up. How many she have now?
I didn't count.
Probably almost
More
two
than a dozen, yeah.
So she's getting her hair locked up. Evelyn's locking up her hair, doing a great job. And so we're just answering your questions about expat life in Africa, specifically Tanzania, from me and Mom, mainly Mom's point of view, as a retiree, living abroad, living in Tanzania, and Evelyn as a continental African, as a Maasai Tanzanian woman. We're just doing some cultural exchange, answering loads of questions from you all. It's been good. Royal priesthood, besides visiting, what are options for researching properties? Yes, while you think off the top, YouTube is a good
Yes.
place to begin. We've even been telling people, not only YouTube, but like when you go on YouTube, shoot, make a dedicated YouTube channel
Yeah,
just for researching living abroad, so that you leverage the algorithm in your favor. No pop the balloon or find love.
yeah.
No shade room, no cat videos. Watch that on something else. If, say, you would start your researcher journey for properties or otherwise abroad on YouTube, create a dedicated YouTube channel so as that all that stuff can be housed in one place and you become best friends with that algorithm. But what else would y'all say about options for researching property?
I don't know, that sounds the best, besides Googling where you think you might want to go. You have to decide ahead of time, what is it you're looking for? What type of environment do you want to be in? So that helps you to know what country to go to, or what, like some people think of Africa as hot all over. South Africa has 4 seasons. Some places just have 2, like Rwanda is more of a rainy, they have their rainy, like here they have heavy rain, light rain. Rhonda has rainy season too. And it might get cool and stuff because it's a little cooler there than here. So you need to know what is it you're looking for? Where is it you're trying to go? So you'd want to have that in mind, and that helps you to know where you want to land. If it's do you want to be, like, we're in the east area because people are a little more laid back, relaxed here, and we like that. In the west, they tend to be a little more like the west, like the USA, and we want it a little different. So it depends on what you're looking for, you know. So, yeah.
What would you say, Amber?
I think YouTube is the best place to start researching, and because there you can get a lot of companies that do real estate and they have projects, and if you have websites or different projects that are working on in that specific country that you have, but YouTube is a good place to start the research. Yeah, because there are a lot of experts in different countries, a lot of locals who speak on things, and then you can get most of your information there. But if you want to get, deeper into the information, it's not going to specific companies and asking specific questions for a specific area that you want to know.
Nice. And of course, if you guys have additional questions for that, you can shoot us an email. We put that information in the description of these streams, like right now. You can just ask questions about that more one-on-one with email there. We also talk about stuff like that in our workshops as well. You can also see all the information for those things in our description as well.
Yeah, that's why I was saying we have a tool that helps you to find out where you want to go.
Yeah.
What's a best fit for you. And so that would help you to do that.
It's okay. No, go ahead.
Trying to quiet down people in the background.
No, that's all right. You just go
Yeah.
ahead.
So yeah, I was just piggyback on what you said, about just emailing us and those things, what we have. It helped them to better find out what is it they're looking for and have a better fit for them, to know what country works for them,
Yeah, because you also want to know, like, do you want to live, we talk about, like, do you want to live in the country?
Right.
Do you want to live in the city? Do you want to live coastal? Do you want to live in the mountains or things like that? Knowing what works best for you is very important. In fact, Mom, what do we talk about all the time? It's a 3-letter word. What do they need to know?
What's it, identity?
Well, no, the word, 3-letter word.
Oh,
Know your why.
know your why.
Why do people need to know it?
Because other words, you just shooting, you might think this thing one day, then think something else the next day. It's like you need to know, why is it I'm leaving? Or why is it I need to do this? And that helps you to make the decision better. Other words, you're just all over the place. So.
And then, okay, you were starting to talk about the 3 pillars, just real
Oh,
quick.
your identity,
Your mindset.
mindset, process. Mindset is the ultimate because it helps you to kind of formulate and get organized on what is it you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, what you like, what you don't like, what's important to you, what's not important. So you don't have all these other things around you, distractions and things like that. It helps you to zero in on exactly specifically where it is you want to go, what is it you were looking for. So.
That's very good. Is there anything else you need to add about properties?
I mean, we can, unless you have, and then we can research more if you have more information, or whoever wants to move and I want to move where,
Wait,
we can
say
pull
that
up
again?
some information.
Say the last part.
I mean, we can pull up some information and, gather some research on things that we find since we're already here pertaining to Tanzania, inland, and where are the best places that you can, find, and what are the options available. We can definitely pull that up and, have you guys, for whoever wants it. But generally for research in Africa, just go to YouTube, go to Google, and, start there.
And so that's a great day, because to the point of why, you might be, why do you want to move abroad? Why do you want to move to an African nation? Could be retirement. Could be you want to be an entrepreneur. You might want to teach. You might want to adventure, all types of things. So that's very important as far as like that can guide, you know, the type of properties you look into, the type of visa schemes or citizenship, so on. That can like really control everything. Amani Soul, is developing community difficult in Zanzibar? I don't think so.
No, not really.
This is
I didn't
tourism
feel-
island, right?
Yeah, I didn't fit, yeah, especially where we are. It wasn't too hard either when we were in Rwanda. We did meet a lot of people, I
Yeah,
must
yeah.
admit. We were able, we had a driver,
Yeah.
and then we had some friends that were there before us. And so that was a plus, because then they knew people, and then we got introduced to their people. And then, you know, as you move around and you go to stores and you do other things, wherever you live, you start meeting people. So that was nice. But being where we are, especially where we live right here, there's a lot of people that are retired. There's a lot of people of various ages and backgrounds, a lot of people from the States, from other countries. And then we've met a lot of local people we've established relationships with. So it's been pretty easy for us, I would say.
Excellent. Yeah, I'd agree. Because again, it's tourism island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hotels, a lot of
Mhm.
Airbnb.
Right.
We'd also say that when you're looking into community, you were talking about leveraging online. Facebook groups are a
That's
good way
true.
as well. I think
Yeah.
we're still part of a Rwanda Facebook group
Mhm.
that just gives updates on livelihood,
Mhm.
on shopping,
Mhm.
on rent, you name it, just different things
Yes,
about
yes.
making a life in Rwanda for expats.
Yeah.
So that can help.
And speaking of expats, if you're looking to go to a specific place, or even if you don't have, maybe you got a list of 5 different places, look for expat groups in those places. You know, that they can really help you to know, you know, what to do, and like a lot of the questions you have asked us, knowing those expat groups, they could probably help you in those areas. Like there's expat groups in Kenya, you know, they're all over the place, I'm sure. So finding those things out would be a big help.
Yes, sorry. I was looking
Yeah,
at
that's okay, yeah.
So that's really good. So yeah, this is our final call for questions. We're about to get ready to go. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the questions and for letting Mom and Evelyn share stories and answer the questions that you had. We talked about immigration, health, properties, and many other things. Again, Evelyn's great. She's been wonderful to our family. And she's locking up Mom's hair. Mom is crossed over. She's now getting her hair locked up. She's maybe a third of the way through. Maybe. If you broke it up into thirds, she got a lot more to go. We just got some Ethiopian food, so we're about to go. But, our last question. How do you renew passports? Off the top of my head, that can be done online. We have some,
Where is it? All right, so I went over and got my passport renewed. Hey, I'm with the team. And he didn't have to do it. I had to do it. She didn't have to do it. So what you're gonna have to find out is, where is your local embassy, okay? And so for us, it was in Dar es Salaam. If you're somewhere else, you may have to go to London. If you're from France, whatever, you're gonna have to go to find your local embassy. We were not able, I could download the paperwork, but could not do it online. What I had to do was complete the paperwork and literally take it there, and took I don't know, 4 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And then go back and pick up my brand new passport. So it was all good to go. Your concern is really not the logistics of it. Your concern is how things operate. That was a snapshot in time. You need to know how things are operating currently. I did that a few months ago.
Yeah.
In January timeframe, something
That's
like
true,
that.
yeah.
You're saying, but it's only August. Yeah, that's true, but you have to understand, follow the news. What is going on? This administration is looking at closing down embassies. That has a ripple effect. I'm not sure, but folks need to be cautious, because you think everything will just stay the same until you get ready to depart. Doesn't exactly work like that. There's a compression of time, and things are happening at an accelerated pace, and so you really want to jump on that quickly.
there you
Toodles.
go.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank y'all. We're gonna head on out of here.
Yeah.
Remember to check out everything in the video description. Follow Evelyn on Eve Joe Experience and also Learn Swahili Fast, both on YouTube. Those are linked in the description. If you want more information about moving to Africa and moving to Tanzania, this has been great. Be blessed, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put a pic in, you can see how my hair turned out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.